Nothing quite says professional like your own business email. In today's video, I'm going to show you how just in a few simple steps, you can get your very own business email with your own custom domain and put it on whatever you want. Outlook, Gmail, entirely up to you. Hostinger makes it really simple and really just a few quick steps in order to get your very own custom domain and email. Now, one thing we have to talk about right off the bat is you have to actually own the domain. I know this is one that seems a little bit obvious, but for people who have never done this before, this is something that they may not know. That means that if you want to have your email say something at something.com or something.ca, that something after the @ is your domain. So whether it's your own name, business, or whether it's some other domain, you have to actually own that. But the process with actually getting that set up with Hostinger is very simple, but you do have to pay for it. Luckily, the process of buying a domain through Hostinger is just as simple as setting up an email, so we're going to be going through that today as well. Now, before we get started, I highly encourage you to go down to the link in the description below and click on it and follow along in real time. I know for me personally, it makes it a lot easier if I'm actually following along so that I can, do what I'm doing, pause, and then look back. And then if I miss something, I can easily just rewind rather than trying to watch the whole video the first time through and then just try and do it. It's a lot more prone to errors. So click that link in the description below, follow along, and go ahead and get your first email set up in real time. Now, if you're following the link down below, you should have gotten taken to a place that looks something like this: business email that builds trust. And if we choose our plan here, we can see exactly the length of the plan and how much it's actually going to cost us. So based on the length of the subscription we can actually choose, we're going to get better value. So 1 month for me is $4.19 a month versus if I buy it for 48 months, it's 59 cents a month. That gives me 1 mailbox, 5 gigabytes of storage per mailbox, 5 forwarding rules, and 5 email aliases. Now, one thing I have to say here, because it would be irresponsible for me if I didn't, 99% of people are not going to be able to get by on the starter plan. It's best for solo entrepreneurs, but personally, I don't think I know anybody that can get by with 5 gigabytes of storage per mailbox. Maybe that lasts them 6 months, but that mailbox fills up, and once you hit a full mailbox, your email just stops working. So personally, at a bare minimum, I would say go with the standard. And if you're very serious about this being a long-term business and you want to have this domain locked down and you want to have an email that's locked down, just go with premium. 50 gigabytes of storage per mailbox ensures that you aren't going to have to worry about clearing that out for a long time. But for most people, just getting set up, 20 gigabytes is going to be solid. Now, something I definitely want to put on your radar here is that if you do choose to go with the premium plan, you do get a free domain for 1 year with Hostinger. We can see that if I actually registered a domain, we can get that with additional terms, and the free domain must be registered within 12 months of acquiring the hosting plan. This basically means that if you go with the premium plan here, which has personally what I would recommend, 50 gigabytes of storage per mailbox, you get the domain for free here anyway. So it's really cost effective if you don't own the domain to just buy the domain, buy the premium, and you just get it all set up in one go, just like that. So if I actually go ahead and hit choose plan here for premium, I get taken to my checkout page and I can actually go ahead and hit continue, put in everything, and then there's a couple options here available based on the period I actually want to have this for. I can also add 50 gigabytes of storage extra for $7 a month. Now that's if I need 100 gigabytes of storage. In this case, I'm very good with what I need. Now at this point, this is exactly where you're going to search for the domain that you're actually going to choose. So if I want to set my domain as this is Josh, for example, if I type in this is josh.com is not available. This is josh.eu is $5, but it's not included. Or we can see all of these ones here that are actually free on the premium plan. So this is josh.net. This is josh.fun. What about this is josh.ca? Is that one taken? Okay, it's $10 for the first year, but it's not actually included under the free plan. Now, this is where we can actually mix and match a little bit. Basically what I'm saying here is that we can look for the specific domain that we have in mind, and if it's available and included for free under the premium plan, definitely pick up that domain for free under the premium plan. But in this case, if I'm hard set on this is josh.ca and I see that it costs $10 for the first year, well, maybe I want to go back to, instead of the business premium plan, just the regular business plan and have that with 20 gigabytes of storage, and then I'll pay the $10 extra. Just mix and match, figure out what is going to suit me for my email, just to make sure that it's as customized and least likely to have any problems right out of the gate. It'd be very easy for me to say, oh, just click checkout and hit next. But if we don't go over these subtle nuances here that could end up with you a year or two down the line getting a full mailbox and going, what happened? Or worse than that, going through this whole checkout process and then having a big box pop up in your face that says, you still need to purchase a domain. Of course, we want to make sure that we're doing this in the most cost-effective and efficient way. And if we can get a free domain from Hostinger, let's do it. If we can't get a free domain and we're okay with the 20 gigabytes as opposed to 50 gigabytes, let's do that too. Either way, that basically ensures that you're getting the most efficient plan and you're also customizing it to what you actually need so you're not overpaying. So at this point, once I've actually got the domain and the email registered, I get taken to a screen that looks like this. It's going to ask me what domain I want to use for this email, and for you, you will have one just like this here. So I'll click on the one that I want. So at this point, I hit next. And as we can see, here are the plans available to us again: starter business email, standard business email, premium business email. Now, because I already have a free email included here, I'm just simply going to select free business email to get started. We only have 1 gigabyte of storage per mailbox, 1 forwarding rule, 1 email alias. We just have a bunch of these things just not available to us. So for most people, I would still recommend that even though standard business email is the most popular, go with premium, just because 50 gigabytes of mail storage is going to last you for pretty much as long as you're going to have the email for, unless you get so many emails that, it's overflowing, which at that point, that's a good thing. Sure, it's a bit pricier, but in my opinion, it's worth it. So choose the plan that works right for you. And in my case, I'm just going to choose the free one and hit get started. Okay, so the next screen says set up your first mailbox. And now I'm simply going to type in what email I want. Okay, so at this point, I've got my email address set up with my domain already put in. We've got the password that I just created that satisfies the strong password. And now I just hit create mailbox. And so it's going to say mailbox created successfully. Finish setting up your profile and preferences in Webmail. So now all I need to do is hit open inbox. And just like that, I've got my very own webmail. And the first one we can see here is Hostinger. Get started with business email. The first email, send yourself a test email to check that it works, and I can customize it. And this is Hostinger Mail. So at this point, our new business email with our domain is created. We've got it. But how do we actually connect it to Gmail or Outlook? Well, in just a few simple steps, we can actually get this connected directly to our Gmail account so that we could send emails from Gmail on behalf of this email and receive emails through Gmail on behalf of this email. Now, if you don't want to do that, if you don't want to have it on Gmail or you don't want to have it on Outlook and you just want to have it in Hostinger Mail, that is absolutely an option. We can send messages like any other email. But I know for most people that really isn't the case and they want to have it in their favorite one. So we're going to go over exactly how you can do that right now. But before I show you how to get it set up on your Gmail app, for instance, let me just show you a few basics of what you can do here in the Hostinger email. We can actually see that there's everything that you could possibly need here with email alias, catch-all email, domain settings, logs, custom DKIM, everything that somebody who knows exactly what they're doing is going to do. But for most people, they don't really need to do that. It's really that simple. Everything is here already ready for you, set up in just a few simple clicks in Hostinger. Now, let's connect it to one of our favorite apps. All we have to do is hit this button here that says Connect Apps and Devices, and we can see we can choose from any of these options. Gmail, Outlook, and Apple Mail are all available on here through mobile only. To actually get a full custom domain using Gmail or Outlook or Apple Mail, they actually make you sign up on their own platform. So if you want your Gmail to be accessible and sendable through Gmail's platform, you have to actually buy it through Google. If you want it to be accessible from Microsoft Outlook, you have to actually purchase your custom domain and all of that through Outlook. And that is actually quite a recent change that's happened on both Google's end, Microsoft's end, and Apple's end. So if you see other videos saying that, oh, you can just go to your Gmail settings on desktop and import through POP3, unfortunately, it doesn't work that way anymore. The steps here are really simple. For Gmail, open the Gmail app, tap Add Another Account, choose Other, IMAP, enter your email, enter your password, and then when it asks for the SMTP settings, just put in smtp.hostinger.com. And once added, your inbox should start syncing automatically. Same thing with Outlook. Hit Add Account, Email Account, IMAP, enter your email, password, enter your email account password, and then enter smtp.hostinger.com. And for IMAP, imap.hostinger.com. And it's really as simple as that. You can receive emails with your custom business domain. You can send emails from your custom business domain. You now have a fully customized email domain set up in just a few simple minutes with business email. Really, just like that. And with Apple Mail, you simply scan the QR code that's currently behind my face cam right now and just get it set up in a few simple steps, with the thing that you may have to enter your email and password one more time. So I hope you wrote it down. And there we go, our own custom business domain and email set up in just, 5-10 steps and a few simple clicks. We can send emails from it, we can receive emails from it, just like that. If you weren't following along, again, our link is going to be down in the description below. You can click on it and follow it in real time to simply get set up with your email on Hostinger. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, my name is Josh, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.